All right. There was a question on uterine inversion. 2 marks, classification alone. So by anatomical extent, there is a classification as first degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree. So very similar to like prolapse. So first degree is incomplete, only fundal dimpling is there. Second degree is complete, the fundus inverts through the cervical arch but remains inside the vagina. Third degree is that the uterus is inverted, it protrudes beyond the vaginal introitus. And fourth degree is complete proxidentia, complete inversion, and the cervical ring is there. The dimpling has gone beyond that, beyond the vaginal introitus, almost complete. So it looks like a lump coming out from the vagina. What is that? And by timing, it is divided into acute, subacute, and chronic. Acute, that means happens within 24 hours of delivery. Subacute maybe 24 hours to 4 hours after delivery, and chronic means it has happened 4 weeks postpartum. This usually doesn't happen. This subacute also doesn't really happen. It means it was missed somewhere. Okay, this is most common, and this requires immediate intervention, and it's very amenable to management as well. Which brings us to the next very important part, which is management of uterine inversion after delivery. So here is let me break it down into very important points, and which is immediate priorities, simultaneous resuscitation, and then the steps 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. Once you read uterine inversion from here, you will never forget, guys. So just stay with me. Let me make you understand. Immediate priorities of uterine inversion management, especially after a vaginal delivery, is to call for help immediately. Do not remove placenta if it is still attached, because only is going to worsen things. Okay? Do not remove the placenta if it's still attached. If it's already, moved out, you can just simply take it out. Put the patient in Trendelenburg or supine position. Do not unnecessarily change a lot. Start resuscitation immediately. After calling for help, you just start the resuscitation immediately, because the patient's BP suddenly lowers. Okay, it goes in vasovagal attack. So 2 large bore IV cannulas, rapid IV crystalloids access, active PPH massive protocol, because she is going to have a lot of bleeding in this case, and give oxygen by phase, continuous monitoring of all vitals, pulse, BP, SpO2, urine output, everything has to be managed. Give her proper analgesia, she'll be in pain. Okay, give her a proper analgesia, and if epidural is already given, give a top up. Then start the actual steps. First is the Johnson's maneuver, manual replacement. Second, you will try giving tocolysis. Third, you will try the hydrostatic reduction. Fourth, you will try Huntington's procedure, or you will try the Holton's operation. Last resort will be hysterectomy. That are the steps of uterine inversion. Spoken exactly like that. Let me tell you. Johnson's maneuver, just grasp the inverted fundus, finger pointing towards the posterior fornix, apply steady upward pressure towards the umbilicus, and just put it back. Preferably, this tocolysis should have been given by now. At least if the oxytocin was on, switch off the oxytocin. Last out, first in principle. So just have to put the dimple of the fundus back, and your the direction of your hand should be towards the umbilicus. Once the uterus pops back, start the infusion, oxytocin infusion immediately to contract and retain the uterus. I would prefer a tocolysis, but remember, already patient is having PPH by now. You are increasing the PPH through this tocolysis. So if until and unless the constriction ring of the cervix is not very hard, avoid it. If it's not working, go for the O'Sullivan's hydrostatic reduction. Fill the posterior vaginal fornix with 3 to 5 liters of warm saline using the silicone cup. Rapid infusion creates hydrostatic pressure, distends the vagina, reduces the inversion, and it goes back. Very high success rate of that too. If it doesn't work, Huntington's operation through laparotomy, or Holton's operation through maybe vaginally also. Okay. So in Huntington's operation, what you do is do a laparotomy, identify the funnel at the inversion, and you just traction on the round ligaments, and you just pop it back. Obviously, this is under sedation, proper analgesia, and the patient is under anesthesia. So laparotomy. Holton's is that if Huntington's fail, incise the constriction ring. Since you're at it, posteriorly just incise the constriction ring, and while you're at the laboratory, and manually replace the uterus. Okay, so you can try. People have tried Holton's vaginally also, but there's a big chance of not cutting it completely, and sometimes posteriorly you can have the pouch might just be exposed. So preferable is to do Huntington's first, and in the same setting do the Huntington's as well. Of course, if it doesn't work, go for hysterectomy. Okay. Once the successful replacement has taken place, you will start oxytocin IV slowly, and then start with the oxytocin infusion over 4 hours. Make sure the uterus is contracted, patient's vitals are back on point, then shift the patient to ICU. You have to send back the result, test results again. Okay. With this, I finish the paper tonight. I hope all of you really enjoyed it. I try to make it as fun as possible, guys. And for that, I require a little bit of vibe, energy from you as well. So I keep asking questions. Make sure all of you keep writing down the answer in the chat box over here. And it's going to be, it's fun time. Let's have fun while we are studying, especially the answer bank. It's let's make it more interesting. So good is when you answer yourself, you'll see that if the question is asked and you frame of questions answer in your mind, and when you see I'm saying the same points, it's a different high, guys. It's a different high. Let that time be a fun time for you for the whole day. You should be looking forward to this time that somebody is teaching us the answer bank in a light in which the confidence is building up inside of us, isn't it? Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much, guys, for No, you should revise both simultaneously together, Ruchika. Okay. Preferable is one topic of obstetrics, one gynecology, one paper every day. And if you get some more time, then maybe one recent advances every day. That's how I would like to go. And preferably finish all the major topics first, followed by minor topics. Thank you, guys. You guys are there in my rapid revision. We'll see you soon. All those students who are there from my rapid revision, I'll be seeing you now on Tuesday. For some reason, I'm not taking a class on Monday. I'll be teaching the class on what? Figure out what? How to figure out which topics are important. All right, I'll take one. I'll see through the latest topics on recent advances. I'll make a list and I'll give it to all of you, right? Okay, Shikha? I'll do that. All right, guys. All my rapid revision students, please, I'll be seeing you now on Tuesday. So I'll be taking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this time. Otherwise, usual classes will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so 4 days a week and 4 papers done. So one part of 1 year is done, either June or December. All right, guys, if you've got any questions, I'm here now.